Good morning and welcome to Now Streaming, reaching live from ACNNTV. I am Chidima Ndukuba, your anchor for today. I have with me in the studio my co-anchor, an amazing person.
Thank you, Mom. My name is Femi Gundar. Good morning, Chidima.
Good morning, Femi. You're welcome. It's a privilege being on set with you today.
I want to say that first. It's a privilege.
Thank you very much for being with me. And also with me, I have a guest, our honorable guest. You're welcome, sir.
Thanks.
You're welcome, sir. He's Honorable Chief Bartholomew Edmond, a financial and political analyst. And joining us virtually later are Honorable Chris George, who is an ACT chieftain, and Chief Victor P.U. Emmanuel, who is a PDP stakeholder. Abdul local government area. You're welcome, guests, viewers. Today, Nigeria's political landscape is heating up once again with legal battles, controversial elections, and rising concerns over democratic processes dominating the national conversation. From constitutional debates and electoral disputes to fresh concerns about regional fairness and security in governance. The headline paints a picture of a nation at a critical political crossroads, with the 2027 election inching closer. Tensions are rising, positions are shifting, and the stake couldn't be higher. Stay with us as we bring you the top stories shaping Nigeria as a country, right here on Now Streaming. Also, feel free to join our conversation by calling the number on your screen and commenting on all our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Thank you very much. And before we head into the stories for today, we would look at the newspaper that arrived this morning. Over to you, Femi. Let's start.
All right, thank you so much, Chidima. And let's start with the Vanguard newspaper. And looking at the above masthead, Union Bank completes merger with Titan Trust Bank. Tinubu, and that we can see on page 24 of the Vanguard. Tinubu has been fair to all sections of Nigeria, federal government. That story is on page 5 of the Vanguard. Now quickly to the major story. Petrol consumption down 28%. Ipman groans. And of course the kickers. Operators recant ordeal. List causes. Pump and idle at stations. A trying time for horse marketers. Frequent price changes unhealthy for sector. Expert warns. All that we can see on page 23 of the Vanguard newspaper. And of course, beside the picture story, we have wage increase. NICA NLC urges state to emulate Imo Ebonyi. That we can see on page 11 of the Vanguard. No sabotage in Abuja Kaduna train derailment. Federal government. That story is on page 9 of the Vanguard. And below the picture story we have 2027. Kiyamo warns PDP against feeding Jonathan Obi. The kickers. You can't decide a candidate. PDP replies minister. That story is on page 8 of the Vanguard. And of course, lastly, from the Vanguard, we have Rivers local government poll. APC sweeps 20 councils. PDP 3. Kickers. Wiki Hills exercise. Atiku rejects results. That is on page 12 of the Vanguard. And of course, that's all we have from the Vanguard. That's all we have from the Vanguard newspaper. And before we move to the Punch newspaper.
Yeah, well, thank you very much, Femi. Thank you very much. So we'll be looking at the Punch newspaper, and here we have above the masthead, we have reps deny alleged planned showdown with speaker. You can see this on page 8 of the Punch newspaper. On the Punch newspaper, we have the head story. as Atiku demands annulment as Wike reassets control. This is interesting. Well, we'll be talking about this as we look into the trending stories for today. But you can read that on page 2 as well of the Punch newspaper. The kicker says Fubara loses local government. APC wins 20 local governments. PDP claims 3. FCT ministers control temporarily. Rivers elders. Then below the picture story on the Punch newspaper we have Union Bank of Nigeria completes merger with Titan Trust Bank. Should this be a good story? Is it a good news? Well, you can read that on page 31 so you know what's happening in the country. So I would advise everyone to get their newspaper, get the newspaper, go through them, know what is happening in the country, be well informed so you know when they are asking us to run and when we are being asked to stand still. Going over to the trending story for today, we'll be looking at Rivers local government poll. APC wins 20 local government areas. PDP win 3. So over to you, Femi.
And of course, that is very interesting. For the first time, we have an election that took place in a PDP state, and APC won 20, PDP won 3. I think I will have to ask you.
Okay, sorry, before we go on,
okay.
I would like us to look at the over the weekend what happened.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm happy with what I've seen. The process has been peaceful, and from the turnout and from the conduct of all who are involved, those voting and those who are conducting the elections, I believe at the end of the day we should have something that we are proud of. I think generally from all the reports I've gotten so far, the situation is reported to be calm. The process has been also very seamless, and we've not had any negative reports from any major negative reports from any of the polling units or centers. Certainly, just like you had also alluded to, I believe all the indigents of Rivers State are desirous of having in place, even at the grassroots, what they desire. And that's a manifestation of what we have seen through the conduct. And for me, I think it's one of the primary objectives that I was mandated to, apart from the aspect of putting the state back on its footing. I want to believe that we've done a good job.
Welcome back, viewers. Remember, you can call in to join our conversation or as well comment on every of our social media platform. Once again, you're welcome, Honorable Chris George. You're welcome, our virtual guest. He's here already with us. You're welcome, sir. So we saw the video now about the Rivers local government poll election. So over to you, Mr. Femi.
All right, Honorable Edmond. Yeah. Part of the 3 local governments won by PDP, we have the local government of the FCT minister, Obiakpon local government. We have Ogba, Edema, Ondoni, and we have Faga. That is for the PDP area. And other 20 local governments were won by the APC. What is your comment, or what are your comments, and what are your observations as a political analyst in the incident that happened at River State?
Actually, what we saw over the weekend is a political permutation orchestrated to assume we have practiced democracy in disguise. The election, actually, there was no major turnout. We know how River State is when there is an election. the administrator there has said that everything was peaceful because there was no contest. If there was contest, we know how River State's political gladiators act in order to exercise their franchise. So when a vote, even through social media, you saw how ballot paper was being printed in favor of a political party. And you'll be shocked and surprised that no political party will go to court on level of on the basis of election rigging, because actually, if there was a proper election, then you can be talking about election rigging. There was a hosting of a purported election that is to some Democrats undemocratic. So, however, the current administration has reminded us of the then General Badamasi Babangida, when sole administrators conduct elections in Nigeria, and bringing us back to where we have left many years ago. We are surprised on how the National Assembly will stay put and see that all these things happen within this century. However, a lot of political gladiators has spoke against the election itself. Other political parties has also opposed the fact that there was no right to conduct such an election under an administration.
I want to ask you quickly, Honorable Edmond.
Yeah.
You said there was no contest, but then it was between PDP and APC. PDP won some parts, APC won some parts. That's number one. Number two is that some political gladiators also commended and lauded the election.
You see, I want to still throw you back. When Wike was the governor of River State, what happened? He sold the ticket to APC. So the game you are seeing playing does not change any fact that there was an arrangement, internal arrangement, organized by the, will I say, the ruler of River State, even as the FCT minister. So let's not be coerced by giving 3 votes to the PDP.
So do you think the outcome of this election actually reflects the will of the people in the state?
Now, the outcome of this election reflects the will of the people in the state to show them that they will not participate in anything fraudulent. It showed them that no matter how they decide to gang rope democracy in River State, that the people does not show concern about it. River State people are saying, we are waiting for 2027 when we are going to reflect the real democracy. But now it's a kangaroo. No matter what they do, you see the administrator parading everywhere, going almost all the whole polling units, making sure that what he has put in place is not thwarted. So what do you expect?
All right. I want to I should ask Honorable Edmond.
Yeah. The governor, Fubara, is already working with the APC government. And that was what brought him to this point of...
when?
He has been working... he was a governor of River State under PDP.
Yes.
But he listened to the advice of the APC.
How?
And that's why he was being torn around like a toy ball. You know, when he has considered defeats, mental defeats, political defeats, and structural defeats of this party that is supposed to be the leader of the party, he has considered those defeats. What does he tell you? He has no powers to stand against any will of the elected officers. So I don't think we should look at it. We should just look at him as a APC PDP governor, and first in history, which he's going to be. Other governors or others might decide to just change flags immediately, but he has maybe he's based on the structure. In fact, what brought him in, I think he has structured his mindset of accepting any dick-darling that has to come from the FCT. And if I were him, the first thing I would have done as a honorable political young aspired politician is immediately I assume office, I render my resignation. That would have been more dignified for him than to become a political toy boy. You know, it's unfortunate.
So are you advising that Governor Simla Fubara should resign after being reinstated?
I will advise him to honorably resign once he's reinstated.
Why?
Because he was removed. He cannot take his CV anywhere.
He was suspended.
He was removed.
Suspended.
Yes, he was suspended, and he suspended for 3 months. Is it no more than 3 months out of the office? So he was thrown out, and I felt the best thing for him is to get him back and honorably tender his resignation. It will be more better for him for political future. If not, I don't think, unless he has to go to another country
Lastly,
for him to make any relevance.
Before my uncle will take over, I want to ask you.
Yeah.
Do you think Simla Efumbara cutting himself off from the FCT minister, let's be very straight now, in perspective, we have anything like political future in Rivers State?
I don't think Fubara has any political future.
I'm saying that you said
he
should cut himself off.
The best thing for him is to resign. You know,
and
when you
save his future.
Yes, and save a future for himself. Because if he remains there, the Rivers State people we see him as somebody that is not man enough to hold office. Just like some other political, gladiators sees Goodluck Ebele Jonathan as not responsive enough to hold power for his second, even when there was fraud in the electoral processes. So he will be the next political this thing in from the South, and it's unfortunate. South people are not known for that. They are not known for that. Why would they continue to produce cowards? Wike is not a coward. He's a fighter. From his stage as a young politician to this peak in which he has been. Rotimi Amechi is not a coward. He's a fighter from when he started his political career to this stage.
Is it too late for Fubara to fight now? Is it too late?
You know, why we are selecting this type of choice of words these are the words that emanate from Wike to his personality. And at the end of the day, we discover that truly we are looking at if those words that was emanating maybe based on anger and whether he reflects it. And with the whole trend, it's unfortunate that we can actually pick a big mole from it.
Okay. Thank you very much. Viewers, please remember to join our conversation by calling the number on your screen and also sending messages and commenting on all our social media platforms. This is really a very, very important conversation that all of us needs to get into. Now to our online guest, Honorable Chris George. Can you hear us, please?
Yes, I can hear you now very well.
Thank you very much. You saw the video, and
the network was bad.
Oh, sorry about that. You're welcome. Thank God you can hear us now. You saw the video and then you heard of the election, the result of the election over the weekend. So now I want to ask, did this outcome, was it influenced because of the conflict between Wike and Governor Fubara? What really caused this? Or is it, as our guest in here said, is it really a fair election?
Well, thank you and good morning, my sister.
Good morning, sir.
I don't really want to talk about Rivers politics and Rivers election, the LG election that was held on Saturday. To me, there was no election. It was just elections of few friends, about 23 friends of the FCC minister who he has been canvassing for to build a structure, uh, a political structure that is going nowhere. Because I believe that he has finished as a governor for 8 years, and I think it is time for him to rest and concentrate. If the president has seen him worthy and given a ministerial appointment, that will be enough for him to stay in the duty post and focus on the job that he was given and forget about Rivers State. Well, Rivers is the state. I wouldn't say that we should forget about it entirely. At least you should be concerned on what is actually happening in the state and maybe give one or two advice as a father and as a leader in the state. But coming to influence a structure or the political structure, political development in the state is what I tell people that is not actually good. To me, there was no election in Rivers State on Saturday. It was just a selection. You can't call that election. I asked a question. Does the sole administrator who came to Rivers State unconstitutionally, does he have the power to conduct a local government election? That's what you should be asking yourself. Who gave him the power to conduct a local government election in the state? It is only an elected governor that can conduct election. And I've always said this, that Mr. President does not have the power constitutionally to declare a governor or suspend a sitting governor who was elected by his people and then brought in a sole administrator that the people does not know from anywhere. In the first place, what really caused the fight or the problem that will make him to declare a state of emergency in Rivers State? Constitutionally, the only thing that can make you constitute a sole administrator or an emergency rule in a state is if there is so much crisis, not political crisis, not go to the constitution, not political crisis, but maybe combat crisis, killings, and all this. And even at that, it does not give the president the right to declare a full emergency rule in the state. Look at how Buhari did his own and Goodluck Jonathan did emergency rule in Borno and the rest of them. So to me, there was no election in Rivers State. It was just a selection of friends coming together to govern the state. But what I'm saying is this: power is just for the meantime. The time is coming; those things will no more be. So there's no problem. There is no cause for alarm. Let them take over the local government. Let them do whatever they want to do. A time is coming when the local governments will go back to the real owners of Rivers State. Like, I'm not from Rivers State, but all through my life, I was born in Rivers State. My grandmother is from Rivers State. I may likely say I am part of what is happening in the state. Just like when the former governor, Rochimichi Abechi, came to Rivers State, to govern Rivers State, he told us that as long as you have stayed in Rivers State for 5 years, you are no more non-indigent, that you are now an indigent, that you have stayed in Rivers State, you are going nowhere, you are just here. So you are now an indigent. Automatically, I'm an indigent. I have my personal properties in Rivers State. So automatically, I'm an indigent. Because what affects Rivers State also affects me. I decided that, we should talk about Rivers State. I talk about Rivers State because I based there, I am staying there. If anything happens to Rivers State, it also happened to me. I have more of my friends, most of my investment and everything is in Rivers State. But what is happening right now in Rivers State is never called for. It is never called for. He has said that the governor is coming back. The FCT minister, the almighty FCT minister, who has taken himself as God and now is also the president, he has chosen a day to call the governor back after when they have done all the things they know they can do. But there's no problem in saying the governor is coming back on the 18th. So he is now the one who chooses for Rivers people when they will have a governor and when they will not have a governor. There is no problem.
Honorable Chris, can you hear me?
Power is just for the meantime.
Honorable Chris.
Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you so much. I see that you are a shifting of the new coalition movement, ADC. And I want to...
I'm so bold to tell you that I belong to the coalition.
Okay, but may I quickly ask you...
I'm part of the coalition.
May I ask you, Honorable, that what is your structure like in Rivers State? Because we've not heard about your party or your coalition in Rivers State since its emergence. That's number one. And number two is that we've heard severally that the Senate President Akpabio Goswell mentioned on the floor of the House that they are the one overseeing the affairs of Rivers State under the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So he has mentioned this severally, that the conduction or the conduct rather of the election that had over the weekend was part of what the House of the National Assembly under the leadership of Godswill Akpabio were able to facilitate. So they have oversight on that state. We've heard severally Akpabio spoke on the floor of the House as the president on that. So I want to correct the fact that you said a sole administration cannot conduct election. I think we need to probably be guided on that. My question is that we've not heard about your coalition.
No, I was telling you, listen. No, you are not correcting me. Don't correct me on that. The reason is why I am telling you is this. In fact, in the first place, why will you interrupt a democratically elected institution as the president? Go back to your constitution. It does not. In fact, in the first place, you see, I tell people certain things that if I was somebody that they want to send as the sole administrator in Rivers State, I would tell you I wouldn't come. Because I know the constitution. I would not.
Honorable.
I will tell you I am not coming.
Honorable, let's talk about ADC. Let's talk about your coalition movement.
Pardon?
Let's talk about your coalition movement, the ADC.
Okay.
Some people are of the opinion that this movement may likely be the hope of the masses in this country. But we've not heard of your movement. We've not heard of your party. We've not heard of anything about your activities in Rivers State. What was happening? What are you doing in Rivers State?
Now, let me tell you. Let me take you back to 2015, when we started the coalition. I was in the forefront of the coalition in 2015 to unseat the president because we found out that the president wasn't doing well. And then, if you watch at that time, the president was not really disturbing people. President Goodluck Jonathan wasn't disturbing people. He allowed the opposition to do whatever they want to do, follow up to whatever they want to follow up. He was not interested in fighting opposition. But in the case of this President Bola Tinubu's government, if you raise yourself as an opposition leader, they will fight you. Most governors today are secretly working with the coalition. They told us that they don't want to come out openly to work because they don't want the president to come against them, the sitting government to come against them, and we totally agree with them on that. I want to tell you that in the history of Nigeria right now, in the history of Nigeria, not even the past when the APC came in 2015 and 2014, 2015, to say they want to take over power. You find out that it was just...
Please hold on, sir. We have a caller. We have a caller, please.
APC, they don't want to be back. But in this case, I want to tell you...
Honorable, we have a caller.
No. I'm coming. Nigerians...
We have a caller.
Of the coalition, and let me tell you, in Rivers...
Honorable, we have a caller.
I want to tell you...
We have a caller.
Good morning, everyone in the studio. Good morning.
Good morning.
Your virtual guest and your guest in the studio. I want to, at this moment, commiserate with the people of River State. Nobody in River State should be happy by now. If there is any time in Rivers that state of emergency should be declared, it should be now. Because something has happened in the land. But they are very blind to see it, or they are very weak to see it this time around, because they have allowed a man who has successfully ruled, governed the state, who is currently in Abuja, grabbing the lands of Abuja, doing his project, using over 34 billion naira to renovate the house that was built with not up to 300 billion naira, to still govern the state from afar in the name of Godfatherism. But what will I do? My condolence is more to the woman called Mubarak, who happens to come in form of a man and want to fight a war that he knew he doesn't have the strength to fight. As a governor, he had everything in place to declare and chase Wike out of Rivers. But what would he do? Because he also entered that seat through the backyard. He didn't enter through a clear way. So he wouldn't have fought Wike. Talking about the election, there is nothing to discuss about Rivers if not to agree that Mubarak is just coming back to complete his tenure, the 4 years, that is one tenure, and after which the next person that will enter through the platform of APC. There is nothing again to discuss about Rivers. Mubarak just wants to make sure he answered the governor of Rivers State, just like Mubarak, like Ambode of Lagos State, because there's nothing again. Even if you ask Mubarak to resign by 2027 or any other thing, Mubarak cannot even win argument again, not to talk of regaining his political value in future. As he has allowed Wike to overtake Rivers by now, even while he's the governor, his nation will just send him back to backyard, and he will not amount to anything. Talking about your virtual guest, who is in ADC, I pity him and his coalition in Rivers State. I want him to take the new mathematics teacher in Cardinal State, the 805, who said that he has done his mathematics very well, that Tinubu cannot win anything. Maybe your virtual guest now will do chemistry or this physics in Rivers. But I'm telling him, coalition, with the way coalition is going, they cannot achieve anything. It is better they come together. Better they work with one sense, not allowing people like Amechi to say they will run. They will still run under the coalition. So by now, coalition have not understand to pick one person. Before you know, everybody in coalition will run for presidency, and they will just run like a Wike ran in 2023 during the APC primary. They ran round the whole stadium. Coalition or no coalition, Tinubu, who is the master planner, knows what to do. He will just watch them. When the mathematics teacher and chemistry teacher finish their lectures and their calculation, Tinubu will win them and complete his second term. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Eze, our first caller for today. So we have our online guest. Sorry, before you continue, Honorable Chris George, we have Chief Victor Emmanuel, our online guest as well. Chief Victor, can you hear us? Chief Victor.
I can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. He's a PDP stakeholder. So, Chief Victor, we've seen what is happening in Rivers State, which actually did not start now. Of course, it started when they declared the state of emergency, the problem between the past governor and the current governor, and then leading to these election results that now blew up. So, I want to ask you, how will we assess the overall conduct and result of this election? And what, as the PDP stakeholder of a local government there, what is the future of PDP in Rivers State now?
I would like to start by saying that PDP is still intact in River State. And earlier when I joined, I heard those who spoke said elections had voters, apathy and all that. I'm sure that they were not in River State. They were not in River State. Those who were in River State and those who participated in the election will agree with me that those who have interest to vote, those who want their vote to count, came out and they voted. There are so many issues who one or two people may not agree or be on the same page with the FCT minister. I agree. So many people will frown about the state of emergency. I agree. But as the Supreme Court has said, that for the allocations to come, there must be conduct of elections. And then one of the speakers also said that the FCT minister said the governor is coming back on the 18th. I'm sure the FCT minister made that.
Okay, because of the bridge and network. Honorable Batlumi, I'm definitely sure you have something to say about all of this.
Yeah.
Honorable Edmond.
Yeah.
As you are saying whatever you want to say, I want to ask you, what is your take on this ADC coalition? Is it going to be the hope of the masses in this trying time we are in our political system?
You see, there's something we have to understand about coalition. Coalition means you need the good, the bad, and the ugly to form a force for a particular objective. So you don't need to have gentlemen, you don't have to have good people to form a coalition. And that's why even when government is run, you don't need 100% good and honorable men.
So you need bad people too.
Yes, you need both the good, the bad, and the ugly to run a coalition for it to be effective. Because when you look at the muzzle in which the present administration used to bulldoze opponents and oppositions, you ensure that every hands must be on deck to achieve
what I'm asking,
the intent result.
Is that, do you think ADC has the wherewithal to unseat the incumbent government?
You see, when you're talking about the ADC are not only the political party that came in with the coalition move. You can see that P2B was there. He's from the Labour Party. Other people from the SDP, Erufai you're talking about, came in through the platform of the SDP. There are other people that came up from the PDP and the ADC themselves. So when the time for direct political move is not ripe, because the time for the campaign and you know, during the time of primaries, we are still hoping that a lot of things will happen. But if you are talking about stocks, if you are talking about pen on papers, if you are talking about understanding, this is what is happening on the ground. And I want to assure you, this is not the time to really tag, this might likely be the flag bearer of a political party. No. We are now looking at, while the present administration is trying its best to wither down the weight of other opposition party.
Okay, sorry, we have a caller.
Yeah.
Have a caller.
Yeah. I was on and then it went off on the Zoom meeting. Yeah, so I was saying that those who were in River State over the weekend, who have interest to vote, who want their vote to count, they were on ground, and then they will agree with me that the election was free, fair, and credible. I understand that so many people are aggrieved. It is okay to be aggrieved. But to look at an election in the history of River State where there was no fighting, there was no snatching of ballot boxes, and then people came out, voted, votes were counted, and then winners were declared.
So it is not proper for anybody to come on air and criticize what has happened over the weekend.
Chief Victor, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Thank you so much. You are a stakeholder in the PDP from Abua
Yes, I
Odua
am.
local government. APC won
Yes.
your local government over the weekend. That's
Yes.
number one. And number two is that we saw a very disturbing video where some people were doing an abysmal voting. One person was pressing or pressed more than 20 ballot papers. Are you saying that this is also a win to our democracy?
Can I tell you that we have outgrown the stage where we involve ourselves in kill and die politics? Oh, the candidate is not my candidate, so therefore he's not the best. If APC has a credible candidate in my LGA, the onus boils down on me to support a credible candidate. After all, the candidate who won in the APC is an Abua man. So I have no business whether it is APC, whether it is PDP. What I want, first of all, is credibility. Is he credible? Does he have the intention to develop the place? Do I know his character? Can I attest for him? These are the questions you ask. Wike, who is a minister in the APC government, has transformed FCT more than the previous ministers who are carrying members of APC. Am I correct?
Go ahead, Chief. Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Chief.
I want your response.
I don't know, Chief. You are the one talking. I'm apolitical.
Okay. But if you live in Abuja, have you seen that Abuja has been transformed?
Chief Victor, I want you to, we will go on that, but I want you to answer to this question directly. There was a disturbing video over the weekend where we saw some people.
I'm coming to that. That video that is circulating on the social media is an old video. It's an old video from one of the previous elections conducted. You can Google it.
All right, Honorable
That's
Victor.
an old video.
Thank you. Lastly, let me ask you. As a stakeholder on ground in Rivers State,
Yes.
as we speak, I will ask you 3 questions, probably in 30 seconds, 40 seconds. Are you happy with the suspension of Simlaye Fubara? That's number 1. Number 2, Fubara is coming back by 18th of this month.
Yeah.
The statement was directly made by the FCT minister that will come back by 18th of this month. I want to ask you, do you think the political structure of the state will be handed over to the governor, or the governor will now be like a paper tiger kind of governor who will not have any power but maybe limited to being just called a governor without any political weight?
Okay. Can I speak now?
Yes.
First of all, no right-thinking Riversman will be happy that the governor of Rivers State is suspended. We have already come out to say what we feel about that. So many political leaders, stakeholders have come out to say that it is totally wrong. However, counting down to the 6-month suspension of the governor of Rivers State, it ends in the next 17 days. When the governor resumes, he is resuming in his full capacity as the governor of Rivers State to discharge his duty and continue his projects. I would not agree that the governor is coming back to become a ceremonial governor. Yes, we acknowledge the fact that the FCT minister is a leader in the state who has also done his part, who has done his 8 years and has left office, and now His Excellency Sir Timileyin Fubara has come on board. I am stating categorically that now that peace has returned, the FCT minister and the governor will work in synergy to transform Rivers State.
All right, can you just give me 5 seconds? Some people said the governor will decamp to APC. Just an insinuation, allegedly, that after his statement, he will decamp to APC. Are you seeing such play out?
The governor is an eligible adult. We voted him. He can also vote. It's his decision to make. Some of us who have spots for him, when he comes as governor, if he decides to join APC, those who want to follow him to APC will follow. Those who want to remain in PDP will remain. But I can assure you that His Excellency Sir Timileyin Fubara will work hand in hand with the FCT minister, and Rivers State will continue to enjoy the dividends of the women's country. Inshallah.
Okay. Thank you, Chief Victor. Thank you, Chief Victor. And viewers, thank you for joining us till this point. We'll be going on a very short break. Stay tuned as we'll be back in a jiffy.
Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion Niger Delta Diocese presents Greater Glory Conference 2025. Theme: Show Me Your Glory. Exodus 33 verse 18. Sub-theme: Jesus the Only Way. John 14:6. Speakers: the Right Reverend Paul Amechi Ojogu, Bishop, Diocese of Afikpo, Ebonyi State. The Venerable Dr. Moses Chukwebuka Omeke, Enugu State. The Right Reverend Dr. Emmanuel Okuchi Okojaja, Host and Bishop, Diocese of Niger Delta. Date: Wednesday 3rd to Sunday 7th September 2025. Venue: Alfred Dieter Spieth Civic Center, Moscow Road, Port Harcourt, River State. www.ggc.nigerdeltadiocese.org.
Somebody say hallelujah.
Welcome back, viewers. We are back, and welcome our online guests, Honorable Chris George and Chief Victor. You're welcome. Honorable Batlomi, I'm definitely sure you have something to say about what Chief Victor said.
Yeah. You see, actually, there's something that we need to really get clear. Is that what happened in River State is not actually the issue of River State. It's the issue of democracy in Nigeria, and we must understand that fact. When we have the same challenge during the time of Rotimi Amechi, we spoke out. You understand? We spoke out, and at the end of the day, the government of River State understood that River State is so dicey. Rotimi Amechi withdraw some of his steps. At the end of the day, we can reflect the same attitude melted at him and other stakeholders in River State against Rotimi Amechi. Heaven never fell. You see, what we are trying to say about, when you say somebody is a chieftain of a political party in River State and applaud the victory of another political party, then we should call for questioning. It's undemocratic. It has never happened. Even in the United States of America, where we get those democracy from, it is not happening. So what I'm trying to say is, our able guest, Honorable Christ, it's actually speaking like the Millennium Wike PDP APC candidate of River State. Because the true
You mean Chief Victor?
yes, our last yes, and you see, he said he doesn't bother even in his ward. A political party won. In this country, we vote political party and not candidates. Any seat that's been won by any politician is won under the auspice of a political party. So, but I'm getting confused that chieftains of political party will be applauding their defeat in their polling unit. It makes them insufficient. It makes them not capable of holding such office and authority in which they handle within their domain. However, there's something I need to state clearly. Wike, yes, is a fighter. Wike walks. When you see him walk, you saw progress. We are not antagonizing his effort to make sure that things are done. Give it to him. Give it to Wike. You understand? From when he was a junior minister, I admire him so much. But what I'm talking about, infringing in our democracy, is what we are talking about. That is the subject matter, not against his personality. So we should be able to bring these two things into play and know how to a manner we have to handle our democracy. That is what we are talking about. River State, as far as we are concerned, are a kind of a test tube for other states. We don't know what will happen for the second tenure if, in case, by any manipulation or coercion, that the APC won the next 2027 general election. We don't know what will happen to other states. Maybe from the first day of office, governors will be removed as if like a tissue paper. And that's what we are preventing. And we don't want that to happen, because it will thwart our democracy that our forefathers have fought and kept to date. So that is the area and the angle we need to look at critically.
Yeah, I have a question, but it's a bit out of this one. What is politics in the first place? Because it seems we don't know the purpose of politics. Now, okay, I'll be direct with this question. So the victory of APC now, is it a win for the people or a win for politics in the aspect they see it as now?
You see, the election that took place was an act of politics. But again, that's where the courts need to come in to redirect politicians. Politicians are just like lawyers. Even when they see the good, they call it bad. Even when they see the bad, they call it good. So that is how politics is being run in this country. And we must understand. However, it's a permutation, is a game that we should accept. That is why it's a game.
Is it not what have left the country in the state it is?
The why we have kept ourselves in this stage where we are today is based on the handlers of our democracy. Not the practice, not the game, not the permutation. There's no more permutation that has taken place even in the advanced country. But their economy progresses.
Keeps growing.
Things moves. You know, some people are ready to die for their country. So that is we have to differentiate these facts and digest the purpose why democracy needs to be in place. Democracy is for economic prosperity and not for individual selfish benefits.
All right, thank you so much, Honorable Headman. And I want to ask you, sir, Honorable Chris, our virtual guest. Thank you so much. You heard. I want to believe you heard Chief Victor when he was speaking that all that took place in River State over the weekend was pure democracy or pure democratic, and that in his own state, Abua Odua local government, APC won. Him be being a PDP shifting, said that it is pure democracy. Whoever won is not the problem. Is the person able to probably perform? Does he have the capacity to perform? So I want to ask you, as also a shifting of the ADC, are you in compliance with what Chief Victor said? That's number one. Number two, I want to still insist, as I asked the other time, that don't you think your party, the coalition that came together to form ADC, should begin to maybe work more harder to take over the political structure of Rivers State? Thank you.
Right. I want to first of all say that Chief Victor said that there was a Saturday election was purely democracy. Well, everybody have the way their own democracy works. Maybe that's how his own democracy actually works. Who contested with them in the first place? I want to know. This is what they did in Rivers State. Maybe you don't really know because you are not in Rivers State. The place that they want APC to win, there was nobody contesting with them, nobody that came out from PDP to contest with them. There was nobody from any other party because so many political parties refused to participate in such election because they say that they have already conducted the election before now. And you know how the judiciary in Nigeria is, that's the highest paid thing today. So that the judiciary nullified the election at that time, which so many lawyers still today, many lawyers are still not happy for such kind of judgment and all those things. That judgment is in serious contention. So maybe that is how his own democracy works, that people didn't come out to vote and nobody contested with those people that declared themselves. Because to me, I will say that they declared themselves winner of the election. And he said that is democracy. Well, like I said, I don't want to talk about Rivers State, the Rivers State selection, because that's not election. That is Rivers State local government selection that they just did. Like I told you earlier, that as long as the sole administrator is the one conducting the election and the FCT minister, I have not seen that as an election. Let me come back to what you asked about the coalition being strong in Rivers State. I want to say this to you, that the coalition is not just strong in Rivers State, it's strong all over Nigeria. You see, the coalition are people who don't make noise, they don't talk. It is when we are getting close to the election. Remember, this government is just 2.5 years now. It's when we are getting close to the election, you will know if the coalition is actually strong or people are part of the coalition. But I want to say to you that we have 90% of Rivers indigents, Rivers citizens, Rivers residents, they are part of the coalition. We are only waiting for the election. When people say that, they believe that the present government wants to rig the election, that's what they believe. But let me tell you, you cannot rig election when you are not popular. That is a simple saying. You can't rig election. Tinubu is not popular. How does he want to rig the election? You are not popular, and how do you want to rig the election? You got to be popular for you to rig the election. I want to say this, that the AGC, just take for example, the few months that we decided to use AGC as our platform, go and see the influx of people coming to register. They are registering every day. And let me even tell you, AGC has not even started their nationwide registration. But there are people who wants to be part of the party, who wants to be a card-carrying member of the party. And I want to say this to you today, that the AGC is very much on ground in Rivers State. Wait for the election. If you think that they are not popular, wait for next year and see what will happen. The election commences from next year. AGC is a law-abiding party because INEC has not actually said that we should kick off. Once INEC blow the whistle that you can start your campaign activities, you can start. You will see that there will be no APC in Nigeria. There will be no PDP in Nigeria. Everywhere will be ADC, including yourself. I know you're already a member of ADC.
No, I'm apolitical.
Even if you are not a member of ADC, no, even if you are not a member of ADC, you are supporting ADC. I am sure that even the Victor who spoke to you, he is coming to ADC. All of you will be
Honorable Chris. Honorable Chris.
Honorable Chris, I have a question for you. So, does the sole proprietor in Rivers State have the legal right, according to Constitution, to appoint the electoral chairman and also conduct the local government election? Legally, he doesn't.
Legally, he does not. He does not. In the first place, let me tell you, in the first place, what brought him as the sole administrator? There was no crisis in Rivers State. Was there a crisis in Rivers State? Even if there was crisis, there must always be a way to resolve it. Now, let me tell you, there was crisis under when the Buhari's administration was there and the Wiki administration just came up about 6 months after there was some crisis, shooting and killing and all those things. The president at that time, even Wiki himself said it, the governor at that time said it, that people went to the president and asked the president that the president should declare a state of emergency in Rivers State. He said he was not going to do it, and it is not constitutionally for him to declare a state of emergency in Rivers State. What is the crisis? Just a few people coming to fight. And we know that that was just an imposed crisis about people fighting on the streets and all those things. The president said, why should I declare a state of emergency in Rivers State? And he didn't do that. So I want to ask Mr. President, what causes what was the full reason, what was the main reason for you to declare a state of emergency that just few persons who are your friends were having political crisis with the governor of the state, and you now decided that you should declare a state of emergency and say you want to bring peace in the state, or you should suspend the governor, the sitting governor that was elected by his people without consulting the people who elected him, who brought him as governor. You decided to declare the state of emergency, and then you brought in somebody and said the person was going to stay for 6 months. The president does not have the prerogative right to do that. It does not. He cannot do that. To bring someone, it's just the governor. I can't be a governor, and you as the president come to declare a state of emergency in my state. The both of us will leave. You will leave your seat, I will leave my seat. As the president, with all the crisis that has happened in Nigeria, as the chief security officer of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, has anybody suspended the president? There are killings in Borno, killings in Zamfara, killings in everywhere. Has anybody declared a state of emergency in Nigeria? So what are we talking about? The sole administrator was, maybe if at that maybe he was only sent to make peace in Rivers State, not to be one-sided. To me, I will tell you, the sole administrator of Rivers State is one-sided and remain one-sided even as he's going on September. He has always been one-sided. And this cannot be taken. It can't be taken. Maybe the governor can take it, but we cannot take it. So what I am saying is this, that the president should give peace a chance in Rivers State. Because even if the governor is being reinstated again, there will be no peace in the state. In your studio, I said it last time, that the president called for the peace talk between the minister, that was in December, called for the peace talk between the governor and the FCT minister. And I told them, in your studio, I told you that is the beginning of the problem. And was it not the beginning of the problem before the state of emergency was declared? So this local government election that has been conducted will also be the reason or the real problem that will begin in Rivers State.
All right.
Because the governor may want to come and say, you have appointed your local government chairman, let me appoint my commissioners. Now, the commissioners will not work in tandem with the local government chairman.
Honorable,
the state will just be like that.
Honorable Chris, can you hear me?
That is what will happen.
Honorable Chris.
So, to me...
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Just in maybe 10 seconds, because of time. You said that ADC, the coalition, is ready to take over come 2027. I want to ask you, and you said they are not noise makers. I want to ask you, politics in Nigeria is both noise making in action, in everything. As long as it is Nigeria, our politics is noise involved. That's number one. Number two is that, do you think you have the political structure to unseat the incumbent governor and the incumbent president? I mean, governor of Rivers State in your state and the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria come 2027. Please be very straight about it and give us facts, what you have put in place. Because don't forget, sir, don't forget, don't forget, in the last by-election, ADC got 0, Labour Party got 0, NNPP got 1, PDP got around maybe 2, and others were APC. So I want to ask you, do you have the political structure to unseat the government of the day? Thank you.
All I will tell you is that you should wait to that election day when the election fully comes. I want to tell you, if you say the structure, we have a structure even to the presidency. We have our structure. In the villa, we have our structure. In all government houses, we have our structure. And like I told you, it's not that noise. But INEC has not built for the election properly to start. When the INEC build the election next year, that they qualify that it is election period, then everybody will know what to do. But I want to tell you today, I want to say this to you, that the coalitions, we have our structure even in the villa. We have our structure all over the country to take over Nigeria and give the Nigerian people a better life.
All right, thank you, sir.
It is not about noise making, but I want to say this. I want to assure you one thing, that in 2027, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will come third in the election.
Okay.
Thank you, Honorable Chris.
Thank
you. The worst case of what will happen in 2027 is that there will be a rerun election.
You don't understand, Honorable Chris.
President Tinubu will not be in the ballot.
Honorable Chris, this is a national TV, and we have viewers all over the world. Before Tinubu became president, a lot of structures worked against him, and he became the president. Is it now that he's an incumbent president that it will be very easy for him to be defeated? I want us to speak to facts. I don't want to.
I want to come in. I want
to tell you why President Tinubu won the election. We all supported President Tinubu. I was part of the structure that brought him in. We worked for him, but let me tell you, there are people who work for President Tinubu right now. Go and meet them; they are not working for him again. President Tinubu will only vote in his own polling unit in Lagos, but will not vote all over the country. Will not turn around all over the country. That is one thing I want to tell you.
Okay.
We worked for him, but let me tell you one thing, that President Tinubu will not win in 2027.
Okay.
If President, people say that it's because we know why he won. We know why he was declared winner. Did he really win the election? He was declared winner of the election. He didn't win the election. It was Peter Obi who won the election, but he was declared winner. So what I am telling you is this. Wait until 2027. I don't know where you are coming from, but wait till 2027. When it is 2027, after the election, after by 12 p.m. 1 o'clock, I would love to have your number, so I will communicate with you and tell you we told you that we are going to win President Tinubu. Now let me tell you, I don't know who will be the president, but definitely it's not going to be President Tinubu, because Nigerians are not happy. The people are hungry. Nigerians are not happy with the system of governance, and his policies. Nigerians are not happy with the policies. So who will vote you for you to rig election? When you come to a place, okay, come gather 50 persons in Nigeria right now. Ask those 50 persons, will you vote for President Tinubu? 10 can tell you we will vote for him, but 40 will tell you we will not vote for him.
All right.
Okay. Thank you, Honorable Chris. We'd like to get your last word in 5 seconds, please. Your final word in 5 seconds before I go over to you, Honorable Batlomi. Honorable Chris, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, your last word, your final word in 5 seconds because of our time.
Okay. My final words to Nigerians is this, that we should be strong, not to allow what is happening right now in Nigeria to disturb us. Nigerians are ready in 2027 to vote the candidate of their choice, but not President Tinubu. I will say that we should have that patience. We've been patient. Let us have that patience and work and pray and believe God that everything will turn around in 2027.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Chris. Now to you, Honorable Batlomi. Would like to take your last word.
Yeah, I am at the studio, but I've not gotten the privilege to actually speak as much as our virtual guest does.
Okay, your thought
However,
and your last word in
yes,
60 seconds. 60 seconds.
yes.
Yes,
Now,
60
this
seconds.
is what I want to say. This is what I want to say. You see, there's a lot of blunders that is already happening, political blunders, between APC and other political parties. And I've said it. If time is not taken, the South will lose this election, this coming election season, 2027. Reasons the PDP has zoned their presidency to the South. Of course, the incumbent is from the South, that is the APC. And Obi is from the South. And based on what we have understood and what we know about the northern politics, if they decide to produce one candidate, no matter the political party, the person will clinch victory. Reasons is that the northern elites, political elites, has sold an idea to the voters about how they perceive the incumbent president. And the fight between the obedience and those from the South to change their mindsets is heavy. But the structure in which Peter Obi is going to mount to contest, because we don't have room for independent candidates. The platform which he's going to contest, does he has a structure of that political party? Now, Labour Party is in disarray. PDP, if they decide to give their presidential tickets to the former president, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, or the former Senate President Pius Anyim, or any other person from the South, is going to actually tour the victory, and everything will swing down to the north. However, coalition and integration of political gladiators should be done with very high Q, understanding of how our politics is being played. But there's something I want to put in place.
In conclusion.
Yes,
sir.
in conclusion, manipulating of our 2027 general election might only be done by the electoral body and not the politicians themselves. If we don't have a change within the commission of the electoral body, then that is where we have problem. Outside that, the gladiators are ready to fight and see that election is not rigged.
Thank you very much, Honorable Batlomi. And over to you, my co-anchor, in 5 seconds.
Thank you so much. And of course,
5 seconds.
My last word will be to the masses that voters registration is ongoing. It has commenced since last month. Please go and register. Our leaders are preparing towards 2027 now. You voters should please prepare and be decisive about that. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Femi. Thank you for being with me here in the studio.
Thank you, Chidima.
Thank you, Honorable Batlomi. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Honorable Chris and Chief Victor. It's really a privilege for giving us your time today. Thank you very much.
I appreciate it.
And as the headlines shifts and the political atmosphere thickens, one thing is clear. Nigeria is standing at the edge of another defining moment. The conversations are louder, the stakes are higher, and every move from the courts to the campaign grounds is being watched. From rising political ambitions and electoral concerns to questions of justice, legality, and national unity. This is more than just news. It's the pulse of our democracy. At Now Streaming, we don't just report the noise. We break it down, ask the hard questions, and shine a light on the issues that matter most. Thank you for being part of today's conversation. Stay informed, stay encouraged, and as always, stay with ACNN TV. I'm Chidima Ndukuba. Until next time, have a wonderful month ahead.